Hello and welcome to your in-depth weekly horoscope for week commencing the 14th of November for the Sun or the Ascendant. I'm going to outline the collective energies that are going to impact upon us all, but please stay with me. I will then dive deep to give each of the 12 zodiac signs from Aries through to Pisces in much greater detail. Now, the Sun continues in the sign of Scorpio this week, but Mercury and Venus are going to be leaving this sign and moving into the sign of Sagittarius, triggering the first blush of Sagittarius season, which of course we'll pick up furthermore next week when the Sun arrives in the sign of the Archer too. But the significance of Mercury and Venus moving together is that I feel that it's going to be a much freer energy that they bring in. But that's not going to be particularly apparent right at the start of this week, because on Monday, Saturn is obstructing or blocking or inhibiting the energy of the Sun. And of course, the intensity of that total lunar eclipse of the 8th of November continues to pour its energy into all our circumstances in a very disruptive way, particularly around our sense of values, our connections, our sense of self-worth, but also around money. So the transition of Mercury and Venus into Sagittarius can bring some levitation. But of course, technically, Mercury is debilitated in the sign of Sagittarius, but I think it's one of the weakest debilitations. And in fact, I feel that Mercury can thrive in this sign, despite being opposite Gemini, which it governs, squaring Virgo, which it also governs, and of course in a square with Pisces, where it's also detrimented. So we have an opportunity to use the knowledge of Sagittarius and the thinking and the intellect of Mercury in order to transform our situation. So information is going to be important. But with Venus in the mix as well, when it comes to our relationships or even our attitude to money, the truth of our situations is vital. So the higher truth. We've been going through such an intense period collectively, and the quarter moon, which occurs on Wednesday in the sign of Leo, rather emphasizes the dilemmas that we have. You know, at some level we want to enjoy, we want to connect, we want to mix and mingle, but we've had to become much more aware of some very powerful and intense energies which have not been particularly easy. But you know, through the prism of intensity, there can also be the alchemy of positivity. And that happens this week from Tuesday, through to Sunday, when the Sun forges an awesome link to Pluto. So if we can see where change can be a good thing and we embrace it and don't resist it, then our circumstances can really be changed in a very positive way. Also, the Sun from Thursday through to Sunday is in a terrific link with Jupiter, of course, now travelling forwards in the other sign it governs of Pisces. So this water trine is wonderful for letting emotions flow in a positive way. Also, Jupiter and Pluto are in a sextile all week, which is one of the most potentially fortunate of all planetary influences. It is true that Mars continues to retrograde. It is true it continues to be in a square with the equally retrograding Neptune. And so information can continue to be distorted, or it can be tricky to really get to the nub of certain matters. But I think generally this is a week that can see us opening up a little bit, or trying to make the most of the scorpionic energies which have been so powerful recently, because obviously Pluto is the ruler, the modern ruler of the sign of Scorpio, and that's like a lightning rod to both the Sun in Scorpio and of course also to Jupiter in the sign of Pisces. So if we're open to evolution, transformation, moving forwards, then the bubbly, bright and very sociable conjunction between Venus and Mercury can bring some levitation to bear. If you would like to ascend above this zodiac broadcast and understand what year 2023 will hold for you personally, please check out my special package, which gives you the rest of this year free in terms of the forecast, all of 2023, but based on your time, date and place of birth. This information completely unique to you, as will be your chart. And in my package with 30% off, you can also get your life roadmap, your character analysis, which can help you to understand some repeating patterns in your life, but also seize opportunities with greater conviction. Please see the link below. And if you're new to my channel, I'd be honoured if you would subscribe. Please click or tap on the bell notification symbol. But if you'd like to leave any comments and interact with me, I try very hard to answer all of them, so please feel very welcome to do that. And to all my ongoing viewers, thank you so much for all your support. So Capricorn, your week commencing the 14th of November forecast has a bit of a paradox threaded through it, to be honest. The week begins with your ruler Saturn in a little bit of a limiting right angle to the Sun. Now, of course, Saturn has been really affecting the free-spirited Uranus over the last couple of years in the part of your horoscope to do with sociability, the expression of your ideas. So the Sun is in your 11th house to do with the collective. Is there somebody in your friendship circle that you're finding a bit challenging to get on with? As you come into this week, something that happened over the previous weekend could really be echoing in your mind. You're entering a time of the year when, for sure, sociability is lovely and important, but you're going to be much more attuned to the people you can really trust and feel at ease with. And the reason for this is that on Wednesday and Thursday, Venus followed by Mercury are going to settle into your 12th house. And that's going to instigate a review period that will last right through to the time of the winter solstice, and when the Sun enters your sign, triggering the last of the 4 cardinal quadrants. And the reason for this is the 12th house that Venus and Mercury are moving to can see you very nostalgic, thinking about people from your past, but also becoming much more aware of any loss. But if there are any relationships around you that you feel do lack the kind of depth and sincerity and trustworthiness that we all like, then I feel that those ties, or one particular tie, can come under the astral spotlight in a much more potent way. But you know, despite that transition, this week actually still can hold some real potential celestial magic. And the reason for this is that Pluto in your sign is going to play kingpin, forging an amazing link with Jupiter and an amazing link with the Sun. So obviously the Sun and Jupiter are forging a terrific trine, one of the most fortunate angles of all in astrology. So as you come into the end of this week, I think that there can be some kind of uptick in your social interaction, or something to do with your longer term future can take a big step forwards. But just as that happens, I feel your instincts may be to just withdraw a little bit and think about the deeper part of your existence, and anything to do with healing, spirituality, rest, and contemplation are all going to become very evocative themes right through to the time of the solstice and the Sun returning to your sign after an 11-month absence.